Good afternoon, everyone. This week's topic is Claritysoft for beginners, and it is just what it says. It's for people that are just getting started with Claritysoft. You're perhaps a new company with us and you're getting started, or perhaps you're new to your company and you're trying to get started with using Claritysoft. So today we'll be walking through the basics and just giving you a good overview of the program. So let's go ahead and get started. With Claritysoft, with your license that you purchase, you have 3 applications that you have access to. You have our Claritysoft Live, which is what we're going to concentrate on today. That is the web-based program, and you access it by opening a web browser, and we do recommend Google Chrome, and then enter claritycrm.com in the address line, which will take you to the login screen. The second one is on your smartphone. You can again open a browser and go to claritycrm.com, and it will then take you to a login screen that is sized for your phone, and you may log in there and have access to all your data. We also now do have an app for the iPhone and the Android phone. If you go out to the stores, you can look for Claritysoft and find the app there and download it and install it on your phone. And then the third version is our offline version, which if you work in a situation where you travel a lot during the week and you are away from an internet connection or even a cell phone data connection, then you can install the offline version, and that will maintain a local copy of the database on your computer. And then you can work not connected to the internet, enter your data, update your data. When you get back to the office, you can then reconnect into the internet and then upload, synchronize your changes up to the server. And then it will also download any new information that other people have added at the same time. So you may work with any of these 3, all of these 3, whatever works best for you. So today, our topics for today, first of all, is just do a quick overview of all the modules in Claritysoft, what they do, and how they interact with each other. Then screen layout, our screen layout, just going over all the different buttons, the layout of the screen, where you point and click and do things to make changes to the screen, to set it up so that it's working efficiently for you. And then I want to go back through and just walk through a basic workflow of adding a new lead, converting the lead, creating an opportunity, adding some activities and things like that. So you get a sense of how the database works. Now, depending on how your database is set up, there may be some modules that you don't see that I have, and it just depends on how your company has set it up, because not all the modules are required in the database. They're optional, so some may be viewable and some may not be in yours. So don't panic if you don't see certain things in your database. And as I said before, you want to open your browser, and then in the address line up here, all you need to type is claritycrm.com. And when you press the enter key, you will come to this login screen. And then you will have a login name, password, and then your server database name you would need to type in here. Your login name, the server database name are not case sensitive, so you don't have to worry about caps. However, your password is case sensitive, so there you need to worry about that. And then once you enter this, if you click here on the Remember Me, the next time you come back here to log in, the only thing you'll have to add is your password. I don't do it simply because I log into different databases all the time. So when you click sign in, you will then come in. Now it's possible, depending on your database, if it's brand new, you might land on this home screen. And when you land on this home screen, the first time you come in, it actually will be blank. There won't be any settings here. But you can see on mine that I have some things set up here. These are called key indicators up here in these boxes. And down here, I have different charts or dashboards showing. And you will be able to do that. Now, if you're brand new to Claritysoft, you may not have enough data in your database to really show anything yet. But if you have been using Claritysoft for a while, then you will have some data and you can view these chart indicators or these key indicators. And the way that you do that is up here in the upper left, you click on this little gear-shaped button, which is the settings button, and you select key indicators. Over here, you will get a list of all the key indicators that you have available to you. So, let's say I want total sales. So it will put the box up there and then you will see the total sales right here. For the charts, then you can go over here to the gear shape button and click on chart indicators and you will have a list of charts. Now my list is quite long because I have some custom charts or dashboards that have been designed in my database. Yours will be shorter, but you now know that you can create your own dashboards using the dashboards module over here, save those charts, and then they will show up in your list here to be placed onto your home screen. So again, you pick the ones you want. You may have up to 4 key indicators, 4 chart indicators. If you want to turn one off, you simply uncheck it and then it will go away and it would allow you to add another one. So that's how you do that very quickly. And then those are there until you change them. This is individual users. So each user, you may set up your own charts and key indicators and it doesn't affect anyone else. All right, so let's go to the accounts module. And this part of your screen over here, this blue section is called the navigation panel. And when you click on a module name, that will take you to that module and show you a list of the records that are in that module. So right now I'm looking at accounts. So this is a list of all my companies that I have in here. If I click on contacts, I'm going to see a list of all the contacts associated with the companies in here. And you'll notice that in the contacts module, I see 3M Company New York listed multiple times here because I have multiple contacts at that same company. So at the account level, you're seeing one record for 3M Company, but in contacts, because you're viewing the contacts separately, you're seeing the company listed multiple times that matches with all the contacts that go with it. You may work at either level. It depends on what data you have in the different modules and what you're working with. So that's how that one works. And then opportunities would be a list of all of your current sales opportunities that you have going. And one of the things I'll mention too, when you're in the different modules, up at the top, we have different search capabilities and filters that you can turn on. And in opportunities, that does make a difference because you can have all opportunities will list all your opportunities you've ever put in here. Down at the bottom, you will see a grand total of all of them and how many records you have. But you also can filter by the opportunities that are active this month. And I'm going to guess I may not have too many because it's now November. Yeah, so I just have a few. So what this means is it's looking at this close date field for the current month, which is November. So these different filters allow you to see your different opportunities. So one of the things to learn with Claritysoft is if you aren't seeing what you think you should see in your list, go up to the top and look at the filters that you have set up here. Because its chances are, especially in opportunities, you have a filter set that when you save an opportunity, it doesn't fit the filter. And go back to all opportunities and most likely you'll find it. So as you see, we just move from module to module. And if you're using quotations, then you would have a list of your quotations. So pretty simple to navigate from place to place. Your activities module is an important one because as you create your activities, your appointments, or you log your activities that you're doing on a daily basis, they all gather in the activities module. And this is where, again, filters at the top help you see the activities that you need or want to see. So when you come here, the default will be today's activities. So you can see I have 30 activities that I'm supposed to do today. But if you look carefully at them, you'll see a lot of them are old. They were supposed to be started like here, this one's supposed to be done last week. And so this is good to know from the standpoint that if you create an activity in Claritysoft and you set a due date for it, that you want to start it on the 1st of November, but you don't get it done on the 1st of November for whatever reason, it doesn't drop off the list. It stays on your list until you say it's completed. And it's very simple to mark an activity complete. If you've already put your notes in, or you can just slide over here and say mark complete, and it will complete it, remove it from your to-do list. So for the most part, your goal each day is to have, however many activities you've got scheduled, appointments, meetings, phone calls to make, things like that. Then by the end of the day, this list should be empty if you have the perfect day. If you don't have the perfect day, which happens most of the time, then you may still have a few things left to do, and they will be on your list tomorrow and the next day until they're done. And then the other views you have here would be your completed activities, which when you complete something, like I said, it drops off that to-do list and it goes to your completed list. And then you will see everything that you've completed. And this is all of them. So this 532 activities in here since whenever this database was created. So a lot of these are old. But this will show you anything you've completed. Then you can do filters to pull out the activities for last week. They're actually up here. And then you can also look ahead to future activities, which allow you to see anything that is out in the future. And this will go out as far as you need to go. So you can see this one's on 2019. So it'll go out however far you've planned things out. It will show you anything all the way out in the future. And then if you're interested in what you want to do or what you need to do tomorrow, you have tomorrow's activities. Again, I don't have anything. So this is really helpful to see what you have planned, and then you're able to open an activity and put any notes in that you need to put in, and then mark it completed or do a complete and new. So very simple to follow and do. So that's kind of a quick view. We also have a calendar module where when you create an activity, you have the option to place it on your calendar. And then you can go to your calendar and view it. And you have different views here: a work week, a 7-day week, a month, a time, and an agenda view. So you have those different views that will then show you your calendar. And I know probably a question that's going to come up is, can you sync your Claritysoft calendar with your Outlook calendar? Yes, you can. We have an Outlook plugin that when you install it, you are able to set up your calendars to sync with one another. So you can have appointments from Claritysoft go over to Outlook, and appointments from your Outlook come into Claritysoft. We are working on syncing with the Google Calendar. If you use Gmail, we have a Gmail add-in. So that will be coming soon. And then you would not only from Gmail be able to save your emails back to Claritysoft, but be able to sync your calendars as well. So that's there for Outlook and coming for Google Calendar. So let's go back to accounts. And the other thing I want to talk about is on your screen layout, you have different columns of data. And when you first log into Claritysoft, the 4 columns that are the default columns are the account name, the company phone, the website, and the owner. Well, if you've put additional custom fields in your records, then those pieces of information you may want to see. You may want to see, like I have a sector and a type. You may want to see the city and the state because you want to search on it. You may want to see this contract date field. There, depending on what custom fields you've added to your account record, you may want to see that information in your columns rather than having to open the record to see it. It's easier to see it looking down a list of columns, and then it's easier to search on. So if I come back here, I can add to my columns by clicking on this vertical ellipsis menu button and then going to column settings. This will bring up a list of all the available columns on the left side of the window. And on the right side, I will see the columns that are currently visible. So I now can grab a field, drag it over here, and drop it into position. So I can come down. Oh, maybe I want to know my last touch date. Maybe I don't want website, so I can drag it to the left and drop it. It doesn't matter where you drop it. Claritysoft will re-alphabetize it. Type field over the state. And you can see that you can put them in any position. So you just drag it over, and wherever you see the blue box, that's where it's going to land. The other thing you have control of here is what column do you want as your default sort column. By default, it's the account, which makes sense. It's going to sort by the company name. But if you wanted to change yours to sort by state, you certainly could, or by any of these other ones here. So that's up to you. This is all individual control, so what you do on your computer does not affect anyone else. So however you want to sort it, go for it. And then the other one here is this results per page. Down here, it's grayed out at the moment. You have results per page, which defaults to 20. That means there are 20 records showing per screen page. You may change it to 50 or 100. Personally, I like to have it at 100 because then I can scroll up and down to see more records on a page before I have to go to the next page. And then after you're done, you simply click apply. And now we can see that we have a lot more information. I can see the city, the state, the sector, the type, the last touch date. This field is a field that each time you add an activity, a completed activity, it will update this field to show you the last time you touched this company. So this will constantly update itself, which is nice because then you could search on the last touch date is greater than 30 days ago and see anybody that you haven't touched base with for 30 days, or you could do 60 days or 45, whatever you want. So this is a nice field to have visible because it gives you a quick idea of how long ago. Like this one right here, it's been 2 years. So I think maybe I might need to contact them. So it helps a lot to keep you going with your various people that you're working with. So that's setting the columns. Again, vertical ellipsis, column settings, drag and drop. Okay, now I have 306 accounts in here, and I'm showing 100 accounts per page. So if I scroll, I can go down and see 100 accounts. And then I can go over to the right side of the screen, and I see I'm on page 1 of 4 pages, and I could click to go to page 2 and 3 and 4. But that's sort of silly because it's wasting time. And what I want to be able to do is quickly find one of my companies, one of my accounts. So if I know the name of the account or part of the name of the account, then I can simply start typing it in. So for example, if I start typing GLOB, Claritysoft just starts searching. So that you type in that box, it's called the quick search box, type part of a company name that you know, and then it begins to search the database after a few seconds once it's determined you've stopped typing. And you can see now I have 3 companies with GLOB in them: Alliance Global, Global Airways, and Global Chemical. Notice that the GLOB is not at the beginning. It doesn't have to be at the beginning. It's anywhere in the company name. So this is a really quick way to search for an account name and say, oh, well, this is the one I want to go to. So I could click on it to open it, and I'm good to go. I don't scroll through 4 pages. And I can quickly find my record, I can open it, and then I can look at the data in here, and maybe I might need to add something here, like I don't have the type filled in my type field. Maybe they just became a customer. So I'm going to update the record that they're a customer, and I could enter the date for the contract, which is today, and I don't even know what this is here. Okay, a 1-year contract. All right. And then just check my data to make sure it's all up to snuff. And then if I still want to continue to leave the record open and maybe work in here to add an activity or do something else in the record, I can simply slip down here and click Save. That will save the information, but leave the record open for me to continue working. Now, one thing you can notice here, this contract date, I filled it in. This particular date happens to be a calculated field based upon what's selected over here. So I chose a contract type of 1 year. So this calculated the expiration date of 1 year from today. So that's a possibility to add in your database if you have the calculated fields. Now, the other great thing about Claritysoft is in the record, you can see all information that's associated with this one account by clicking on the tabs. Contacts will show you all of the contacts you have with this company. You may have 1 like you have here. You could have 10. You could have 50. And if you need to add a new contact, you simply click the plus sign, and it will open a new contact record and let you add a new contact. So, for example, if I clicked here, notice that I'm now in a contact record, and then you can put in the person's title. I'll just put in manager for the sake of it, making it easy. Salutation is, what do you call Harry? Is he Harry, or does he have a nickname or something like that? That's what you would type in there. And if you're very consistent in filling that in, that's a field that you could use in your, possibly in your email merges or blasts. So, okay, phone number will come into the record, and the address will come in from your account record. If it happens to be different, you may change it. So you fill in your information. This is a custom field that I've added for what kind of communications should he get. Well, maybe he should just get the newsletter. So you fill in all your fields. The owner field is blank at the moment, but what will happen when you save the record, the owner field will automatically fill in with your name, actually with the account owner's name. So you don't have to fill it in unless it needs to be somebody different. And then mailing address over here. We have 3 types of mailing addresses: business, home, and other. So this one is his business address. If I wanted to add a home address, I choose this. Then I can come over here and type Green Avenue. And if I then go back to business, you'll see it goes back to Wall Street. And if I go to the home address, it changes. So you can stack 3 addresses in here, a business, a home, and an other, and they basically fill in the same fields, but the data is in different locations. And then if you wanted to mark Harry as the primary contact in here, you could do that, or the billing contact. And if he tells you he doesn't want emails, you can opt him out. So if I now do a save and close, then I'm going to see Harry as a second contact. And notice this blue star, this is what indicates that he's a primary contact. So when you add that or click that checkbox, then it puts this blue star. You can have more than 1 primary contact per account. So very quick and easy. Add activities. You can add your activities. You can see your history of activities that you've done with the person. This tab is for a custom module that you may or may not have. This tab is if you have the marketing module, any email campaigns that you send out and Harry's a part of, that will show there. Other way, normal emails will be under closed activities. Notes tab allows you to add notes. My preference, however, is that you use activities for this. The Notes tab allows you to add notes. It's just basically a giant text box that you create. But you cannot pull these out into any kind of report, nor can you search on them, where if you open an activity and log an activity, you have a notes box. This is searchable. This is able to be pulled out into activity reports. So my recommendation is to use your activities for all your touch points. And then that way you'll be fine if when you want to pull that data out into a report. Attachments allows you to attach a document to the account record. It could be a contract. It could be some type of proposal. Again, whatever you deem you want to attach to the account record. It can be any type of document. So pictures, Word documents, Excel. The only restriction is that the size of the file must be 20 megabytes or smaller. Other than that, you can put any type of file here. So you basically browse, find your file, and then save it, and it attaches it here. It creates a hyperlink for you to be able to click on it to open it from within Claritysoft. So this is nice to have, to be able, in a sense, to attach a document to the database so that you can view it when you're in the database and perhaps away from your network. Now, if you update the file, you have to go back to the original document where it's stored, update it, and then you need to reattach an updated version. It doesn't allow you to do that from here. All right. Then opportunities would be your sales opportunities that you have, any quotes that you have, anything like that. Now, the way that you can tell whether you have anything under a tab is by looking at the dark blue line. Anywhere you see the dark blue line on top of the tab, that means there's data under that tab. So I know there's no quote, sale, or opportunity for Alliance Global because there's no dark blue line there. So that's just a little visual cue for you to notice. Now let's go back. So we did the search to find the quick search to find a company and then went to that company. To clear it, you just click the X. That will clear out the filter, and then you could type in another one to find another company. If you want to search by city or state or sector or type, then you click on this spyglass button. We have different searches here. I'm going to start with global search. Global search allows you to search across leads, accounts, and contacts. Maybe there's a company, you think it's in the database, but you're not sure. So you want to be able to search all three modules at the same time, either a person or a company. And so if you click in all the check boxes, then you can type, and let's see what we get if I just type ALLI. And then I can press the enter key, or I can wait. And what will happen now, I will get a list of companies. So I get Alliance Data Systems, and over here, it's telling you where it's finding these things. It's finding a contact, okay, it's finding an account. There's my Alliance Global. So it shows you all the places. Here's a lead down here. And it gives you the contact person, it gives you the location, the phone number, and it tells you who the owner is, which user in the system this record belongs to. And then if you are interested in looking at it, you can click on this will be for Edward's contact record, and then you can see the information for Edward is pulled in here, okay? And then if you want to go directly to that record, then you can click here and it would open the contact record. So this is nice. Where the global search is also very helpful, sometimes in databases, users are set up to be what we call individual users, where you can only see your own records, where you're the owner, and you cannot see anyone else's. And perhaps you get a lead, or you come across a company that is a potential for you, but you don't know if it exists in Claritysoft yet because you can't see all the records. So by using the global search, you can look up a company, see if they're in there, and then see who the sales rep is. If you don't find anything, then you know they're not in the database, and you can probably just go ahead and start working with them. But if you do find the company, or maybe a second location of the company, then you can talk to whomever is the current sales rep for them. So that's where this is also helpful. And then we also have a segment search, which you may or may not have this available to you. It depends on how your database is set up again. There are some special fields in the account record what are called type A1, type A2. You name them something else, like these are named sector and type. And then you create a drop-down list of choices. And the segment search allows you to then say, well, I want to find all the people in manufacturing that are prospects. And it's going to search on those two fields, find all manufacturing, find all prospects. So it's a quick way to search, and you can see now that the custom fields can help you with pulling up shorter lists of things that you then can work on those companies and start contacting them. So that's what the segment search does. Like I said, if you go to segment search and there's nothing here, then your database is not using that, okay? So if it's not being used, that's okay, no worries. You also can use the advanced search here. And the advanced search gives you a lot of capabilities in that you can search on your sector and type here, if these are custom fields, any field that's here. This is called the form filter screen. You also can set up a standard filter where you can search, and here you can do and or comparison. So for example, if you wanted to find all the people in 2 different states, then you would use your standard filter, because your form filter would only allow you to type in 1 state. But I can go to the standard filter and say, I want, and I'm using contains here, OH, and then I want to add, I think I have some Tennessees in here, and I can change this to or. So the state is going to either contain OH, or the state is going to contain TN for Tennessee. So there we go. All right. And there's a Tennessee there, right there. Okay. So that's how you can use that standard filter. Now, the nice thing about, and I'm just going to mention this really fast, advanced search. When you use advanced search and you create a list or a filter, you now can save it. So I can say, this is my Ohio and Tennessee list. And then it becomes part of this drop-down. So here are a whole bunch of different filters. I can go back to all accounts, takes me to the 306. I can immediately go to Ohio and Tennessee, and I have that filter going. So this is a real quick way now, and a really nice way that if you do different levels of searches, like you might want to find all the people in Ohio and Tennessee who are manufacturers and dealers. You set up the filter, you save it as a view, and you don't have to go back and set it again. So that's something to explore. Along with the other filter up here, you can also select what user you want to see as the owner. So they can just select 1 or more users here and pull up the records for that person. And then this is a refresh button that if for some reason the screen doesn't refresh itself or the list doesn't refresh itself, you click that and list all will clear the filter over here. This will clear it. The advanced filter, you actually need to click the little X to clear it. So those are there. All right. Over here, list actions. Claritysoft gives you the capability to work with multiple records at the same time, which again is really nice because you can do a filter to get a set of records, and I have 50 of them. Then I could do a select, come to list actions, and these are the different things that I can do. A group edit allows you to select multiple records and then make a change for the same field with the same setting for all of them. Merge will let you select 2 records and merge one into the other. If you have a duplicate company name but they're spelled differently, you can merge the 2 together to create one, and then it merges all the contacts, the activities, everything that's there. You can export a list out to Excel. So if I wanted to export this list of 50 records out to Excel, I could quickly click here and I would choose, in my case, I could choose all ones marked as checked. Then you pick the fields that you want, like the screen layout, and when you click apply, it will create an Excel list and open up an Excel file for you. Okay, you can do that. Then you can, and this one's a nice one, you can view contacts. So let's say these 50 people that I just selected, I would like to email them. And so I can't email from accounts, but I can email from contacts. So I can say view the contacts. And then again, in my case, as long as this number of total records is less than the total being displayed, you can do the ones marked as checked. If it's greater, then you do all filtered records. So what happens now, Claritysoft moves me to contacts. I have 56 contacts, which means there are 2 contacts for some of the companies. And then I can literally click here. And now I have a different list actions in contacts, which includes email them. And I walk through the same steps. I get an email form. I can type my email and just quickly, so you know you can do a merge. I can insert a field, first name. It'll pull the first name of each person in. Type your email, click send, and off it goes. So very quick. You can create templates and save templates. All those things can be done. So that's how you can use the filters, how you can use the list actions. Again, explore the different list actions to see what's there. If you did the same activity with multiple people, you can select the contacts and then you can log the same activity for multiple people, or you can create a new one. So these are things to explore in here. Last set of things are buttons. And I'll go back to accounts, not for any other reason than just doing it. Over here, you have this button here. This is your row action button. When you click it, it gives you things you can do. So you can edit the record. That means it will open it. View the contacts. So it would take you to contacts and view the contacts for this one company. View the activities in the activities module for this one company. Clone it. You can create activities, any new record here. So this is a quick row action for this one row, this one record to do. This is another shortcut button. If you know that your record for A. Schulman is all complete and there's no updating that you need to do, you don't need to open it to see all those tabs. You simply click here. This is the expand button, and there are all your tabs. So if I wanted to see the contacts, I click. If I wanted to create a new activity, I can click here, click plus, add a new activity. And activity types, this is a custom list that you may have different ones for your company. When you click in the contact field, it's going to pull up a list of the contacts for that company. So you can select priority, high, medium, low. Location is just a text field if you want to type a location for something in. And then maybe today, I don't want to call today, but I want to call on Friday. And then again, you may set whatever time you want to call the person. You may show it on your calendar. You may set a reminder. You'll receive an email reminder of it, and it will be assigned to you. If you want to set a category, you can, and then you can put notes in here. And then when you make the call, you would come back to your notes and put the results of the call in here before you complete it. So the other thing here is, and this is a nice feature, let's say you field a call, somebody calls in, or let's say Joseph calls in and Susan isn't available, or whoever the owner of the record is not available. You can go to the company, create a new activity, assign it to whomever it needs to be assigned to, and I'll put it with Susan. Then click here to send the assignee an email. You could put a note in here, please call Joseph. He has questions. Or, again, you'd put detail in there. And then when you click save, it's going to trigger an email to be sent. And notice that the activity is assigned to Susan, or it can be assigned to anybody, and then that shows up in Susan's to-do list, not your to-do list. And there's my email coming in. I can hear it on my phone. So it comes in, it sends Susan an email that she's supposed to do it, plus she gets it in her to-do list. So you can do that. So very quick, very simple. There's my email. So Claritysoft reminder, and it gives you the information and including the notes. So this is what the person would receive. So it becomes, in a sense, a message center for you, where you can look something up, you can create an activity to return a call, or schedule a meeting for someone. That makes it very easy and nice. So it eliminates pieces of paper and things like that. All right, leads module. Leads module is where you can start. It is optional, where you can bring in new leads. New leads can be imported. New leads can be integrated with your website, where you can fill in a web form, and then you can have the leads come in from your website directly into Claritysoft Leads module. So once you create a new lead, then you're going to work with that lead. Again, you can add activities to it and create your, activities and have your notes and everything in there, and then qualify that lead. So in your record, you may have custom fields in here that allow you to gather information about that lead. What products are they interested in? What's their time frame for purchase? Anything that you would talk to a new lead about to qualify them for your products or services. You can add those custom fields in here and gather that information. While you're working with the lead, you change its status from new to working. If they're not going to pan out at all, you can close the lead. If they are going to move forward, then you do what we call convert the lead. So you can have the lead record open. You'd want to make sure everything's filled out in here. And maybe like here, I don't have the citation filled in, so he's William, but he likes to be called Bill. And I fill in everything, and then I can just simply click save and come up here to this ellipsis button, convert lead. So the record can be open and I can convert the lead. Or if I did a save and close, I can slide over here to the row action button and convert lead. When I convert the lead, it's going to pull up accounts that already exist there and say, well, this is an account that already exists. Do you want to add him to this account? So if I know this is the same account, you just simply click use account, and then it will add William to the existing Ewing Oil account. And if I'm ready to create an opportunity, then I click here. And I also can assign this to anybody. So, if you have an inside sales team that does phone calling and then they convert leads and it gets transferred to an outside sales rep or some other sales rep, you can assign it to that rep. So whatever way works for how you flow. I click apply. Now my Ewing Oil is going to get changed. William Rickard is going to disappear from my leads list. Notice he's not there anymore. And this is another filter. If I go to converted, Claritysoft has automatically changed the status to converted. And if I look up Ewing Oil, there's William, he's converted. So he will stay here as a converted lead. You'll not come back to here to work with him. You'll go now to accounts, and I can look up Ewing Oil. There's William. And so he has been added to the existing Ewing Oil account. And when I look at my closed activities, notice all the activities that I did with William came over. So any activities you do with a lead record is transfer over to the account. And so when you convert a lead, it creates an account for the company, if it's a brand new account, or it uses an existing one. It creates a contact record for the contact person. All activities transfer over, so you're ready to go. And if you clicked in the checkbox, you get a new sales opportunity, which you now can begin to work through your sales stages and steps. So an opportunity will be associated with a company and a contact. This product field is new business or add-on business. You can change this. And then the important thing in your opportunities are your sales stages. You want to take time to think through what sales stages you want because of your sales process, so that when you're working through your opportunities, you can work through your steps or stages that you follow. And your goal obviously is to win, but you can have one of three results. You can win the sale, you can lose the sale, or you can reach no decision. And so the sales stages let you walk through that and know where you are with any opportunity that you're working. And again, while you're working with an opportunity, you can add activities. So you have your activities that you can see. You can add attachment documents if you need to in the opportunity record. And as you work an opportunity, I'm clicking the Save button. The Sales Stage History tab will track how long you've been at a particular sales stage. So I just saved this, so I'm at the discovery stage, and so far for 0 minutes. But if I keep yammering for 5 minutes here, it'll update itself to 5 minutes. Then when I change to the next sales stage and save the record, it will then change the time, reset the timer for the new stage. So you can then begin to see how long it takes you to walk through your sales stage process and maybe do some analysis. Also notice in your opportunity record, without having to go back to your account or contact record, you can see the data. You can't change it, but you can see it. So if you have some custom fields that you filled in and you're talking to the person, you could go look at the tab and view the information. Or if you want to call the person, there's a phone number right here. So again, all these tabs give you the information right at your fingertips, so it's very easy to find and do. And then with an opportunity, If you use quotations in Claritysoft, then you can, in the opportunities module, viewing, so here's my viewing oil. I can take an opportunity when I'm ready and I can convert it to a quotation. And then Claritysoft will create a quotation record for me and transfer information to it. Or I could go directly to a sale. Again, it depends on your company. A lot of companies, when something goes to a sale, especially, it goes to your accounting system and it's tracked from there. Also, with a number of companies, quotations might be done through your accounting system or some other quotation type software. You might have something that's proprietary to you, or you might create more complex proposal type things. So these are optional modules that you can use or not use. You quickly can convert an opportunity to either a quote or a sale. When you have a quote record, you can convert it to a sale, or you can convert it to an opportunity. Some people work where they might do a quote first and then create an opportunity, or some people don't use opportunities and they just do quotes. It all depends on your process. So Claritysoft is flexible from that standpoint that you can set it up. And if you're just starting with Claritysoft and you're working with your implementation person, that person will help guide you through that process and help you make those decisions on how best to set up your database and get it going. So again, I can take this and go to here and go to invoice template. We have some sample templates in here that you can modify by adding your own logo to. You also have the ability in Claritysoft to import a product list so that you can bring in a product list into the database, and then you can add your line items to your sale or your quotation or your opportunity, and then they pull into your template. Like I said, you could add your logo, modify this, or create one completely from scratch in here. If you are currently in our implementation process, then you can contact your implementation person and we'll be working closely with you. If you're not in it and you have any questions or need any help, then please call our tech support and they'll be happy to help you. And this is their number here, the 888-838-7487 extension 2, or email them at support@claritysoft.com. And then if you have any ideas for us for new topics to cover, please let us know at info@claritysoft.com. And with that, I thank you very much for attending today. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.